Welcome back to the Big Screen Boys podcast. My name is Mason Knight. Sitting across me is the one and only Cash Krause. But before we begin, if you guys could please be sure to smash that like button, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification. We drop videos here every single week. So with that said, Cash, what are we reviewing today?
Well, we're keeping the action going, Mason. Yep, absolutely. We just completed our John Wick Chapter 4 review, so check that out.
Yes.
But we are keeping going with kind of the Indian John Wick.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking now, dude.
Pathaan is the movie we are talking about today. It is the fourth film in the YRF spy universe.
It is because we got the tiger, baby.
We got
the tiger.
Ek the tiger.
the tiger.
We also got Tiger Zindaha, which is another one.
Yep.
We have War,
and
and then Pathaan, and then Tiger 3 is coming out November 2023.
Oh yeah, and you know India is pumped for Tiger 3, baby.
Oh, they gotta be. But this is the big one. This was talked about a ton online. We got a lot of comments talking about it.
A ton from us too. Initially, this film came out January 23 of this year, and we had a lot of people be like, "Go react to or go review it. Go review it. Go, you guys got to go see this." Unfortunately, we didn't have a theater playing this anywhere within like a 2-mile radius.
No, we didn't.
Of us.
Definitely not.
So it's very hard to see this film. However, it did just drop on Prime Video, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, Cash,
awesome
we gotta
that it
review
dropped
it.
on Prime Video because it came
Mhm.
out not that long ago. But yeah, super, super cool. And I ended up liking it a lot. It's probably one of my favorite Hindi films that we've done so far.
Same here.
It's
Cash.
like finally what we've kind of been asking or talking about for a long time with Indian films.
This is literally what we were asking for. So our biggest issue with Choreography is it didn't know what it wanted to be. This film knew exactly the lane it was going to go down and executed every single scene the way that it should be is the way of storytelling for an action spy film.
Still very long, but it felt like they edited out some scenes.
They did,
you know.
yes.
I think a big thing in India is like when they shoot film and they don't like taking any of it out.
Yeah,
but there was not. The pacing was,
I thought
really good. It was so much
excellent.
better.
Yes,
there wasn't those long, like hour-long lulls of drama
or
and
a
like
random love
scene
or whatever.
They kept it. The first half is really good. The second half kind of bogs a little bit, but the first half is really good. There's action scenes there's every 15 minutes.
Oh,
you're not getting long scenes without it, which is like what we wanted. We love the action scenes in Indian films.
Yes.
Why not just give me a full, like we just did John Wick.
We just did John Wick.
And someone did that and even more so in India. Oh my God. But this is much closer to what I've been looking for.
Yeah, 100%. I was very, very happy with this too. And not just the action in this. The choreography was phenomenal. That opening scene with Shah Rukh and
that's all I wanted was hand-to-hand fighting the whole time.
Hand-to-hand combat was so cool in this.
It was really good.
Yeah. And I love the compelling bad guy. We got to talk about John Abraham here. First and foremost, you and I joke around. We go, he's a real wooden actor.
Well,
I thought,
this was a good part for him because he didn't have to do that. But I couldn't get over that his name was Jim.
Like,
we're supposed to be scared of this guy. Jimbo,
the most non-assuming, like nice guy.
I've never been scared of a Jim.
Probably never will be. You know, isn't that right, Jimmy?
And so even Jimmy goes for Jimmy.
Yeah.
Jim is just
like, you know, and then you think Office all the time. But
yeah,
I love
and everyone's like, they're like, oh, here comes Jim.
Yeah,
Jim.
like,
we're gonna be scared of this guy.
I loved him as an antagonist, and I love this character because though he was evil and he did evil things in this, really, really bad things, you actually sat there in the middle when you found out and you sympathized with this character because he was fighting for his country, India. He would give everything up.
He was an ex-raw agent, right?
He was, yeah. And his wife and unborn child were assassinated and butchered in front of him.
Can we talk about that scene? That guy is not conserving any ammo here.
No, he was not.
They do it off camera, but he is laying in a clip in this woman.
It's
one bullet would have did you.
This movie actually was pretty raw, man. Yeah,
well, that's what I liked about it too. Is they didn't pull any punches. It was pretty brutal. Yeah, it felt like I don't know what it was rated in India.
It had to have been rated R.
It had been rated R here.
Gruesome. Yeah,
that first scene they kind of set the tone of him fighting all those guys. I can't remember in the office building or something.
Yeah, the office building. Yeah,
he's killing. I mean, the shotguns. He's blowing in the chest. He's going straight to the chest, and he's like, it looked great. It looked awesome.
It did, and it was definitely when I was watching, and it was so cool because I went and saw John Wick 4 and then immediately came home. So I watched 6 hours of film in 6
hour
hours.
action, yeah.
And what I loved about it is I saw so many of the same kind of story, like plot points and bop, bop, bop,
Yeah.
you know, the action every 15 minutes. And the choreography in this really blew me away. This was top-notch choreography.
SRK, man, he's great. He
Yeah.
looked really, really good. He's getting older too, as he's 57.
He is. He's basically the same age as
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. But yeah, man, he was whipping around. He was jumping off walls. He was, he was, and it did not look cheesy at all. Those fight scenes.
No.
There was some cheesy scenes.
Yes, there were.
There was, but almost all the hand-to-hand combat looked really, really good.
Choreography top notch. But we will talk about this because we got to be realistic on this podcast here.
We always are.
The CGI was.
But what do you? I mean, I can't. I mean, yeah, I would much rather have seen more scenes where it's just them fighting than big over the top helicopters and wingsuits.
I kind of. It was kind of endearing though. A little bit.
You're just stretching. I mean, 28 million is a big budget over in India, especially. I mean, you could never do this in America for 28 million. You'd have to spend 100 million plus for a film like this.
And we were just talking about this before we started this podcast, but it's one of the most impressive things that India is able to take such a micro budget and do what they do in a film like Pathaan. Because in America, at $28 million, there's no way you could make a film like this.
You can't make a rom-com for $28 million in America. You can't make a film set in an apartment anymore for less than 20 minutes. It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, 28 million used to be a mid-tier budget, but now it's like, that's very low. It's a low budget. But this, I mean, but like you said, they were able to stretch that 28 million and make it look like, $100 million film.
And the thing with me too, when we do talk about the CGI in kind of a negative aspect, what I do want to say though, positive about this is I will take that all day because I understand that's kind of the standard. Because the action was so well done, the story was compelling, that it never took me out of the film. If anything, I found it fun.
Yeah.
Like that, like the train scene, it is clearly a green screen behind them when they're standing up. I loved it. It's endearing.
That scene, to me, I don't feel like they have to do that. They don't have to make it like that. They don't have to make it like Fast and Furious or something.
Yeah.
Do what you're doing great, and that's those fight scenes. Put money towards that because those fight scenes are incredible. And I like that train scene.
Yeah, so did I.
The part that I didn't like was like the minigun part. I felt like you didn't need to do that.
But I found that almost comedic though.
Let's be honest, those miniguns would have. But when they put those guys in front, those miniguns would have shredded
them and then shredded them behind them. Okay, that's a 50 cal minigun, baby.
Those shoot a lot of rounds. Fucking 1,000 rounds a second. You're not blocking anything unless those guys are the thickest guys.
They're thick. Yeah, let me tell you.
But Salman Khan, though, we didn't even talk about that.
Act the tiger.
That whole scene, the scene inside the train before we got out the train was awesome.
It was. The choreography was sweet.
When he comes down with the scarf.
The scarf.
He chokes that one guy out. It looks awesome. And he's fighting a different style. He's using his strength more because he's a big fucking guy.
Big guy, yeah.
But it's cool, man. I love those scenes.
Yeah.
It's just when and then when they're fighting on top of a truck at one point, it didn't look. All the choreography was awesome. Put that fight in a warehouse or something like that, and I'm like super on board with it. But I loved the first 10 minutes. I'm like, oh my god, this film could be fucking awesome.
I almost
wrote you something.
So did I.
I'm like, this film could be.
I don't want to spoil it for him, but I wrote, and I was like, dude, this is really good.
It gets going too right at the start too, which I appreciate a lot. I don't need a lot of build up, especially when you're at the 5th film in this franchise or whatever.
Well, we were also joking around too, because when we saw it was Prime Video, we're like, it's the extended version.
That's the only version they have.
That's the only version they have, which I guess it only extended like 5 minutes or whatever. But we were concerned because we're like, oh no, is the extended version going to be like Choreography and have like an hour long, sad scene?
Now there is a song, a song in this film.
It is?
But there's only one and it doesn't last that long.
No. And I didn't mind it at all. But I love when India does the songs. Because it's just like everyone around is just cool with whatever is in that song. You know what I mean? Like, doesn't matter the circumstance. People could be dying around them, but they're still dancing.
I know they love it.
They're still having a good
time.
I
don't think you need it, but they love it. You know, why the hell not?
Why not?
And Deepika That was the introduction of Deepika, was that song, and I thought she killed it.
Yeah,
she's a bombshell, dude.
Okay, not only is she
She's so fucking hot.
phenomenal actress, but dude, she is one of the most beautiful women in the world.
And great, she had great fight scenes also. She was kicking.
Dude. That split scene too. I was like, okay, dang, all right, man.
Well, that scene when they're like going to the safe and they have to do the same thing, and the guy was like, "What are you doing?" And she just runs off the wall and kicks that guy in the mouth. It's so funny.
Little Ben Henderson running off the fence. It was
fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Super cool. She ends up betraying him.
She does.
In the past, I guess she betrayed him, and then he was tortured for a while.
He was, unfortunately, for old SRK. That sucks. Yeah, he was.
And give the wig man on this film his credit, okay? Because they're going back and forth, long hair, short hair. It looks fantastic. Yeah. And that opening scene when he's got long hair, the fan. Give the fan guy some money,
too.
The
fan guy needs a promotion.
He was on him.
Everywhere he went, baby. Give him that fan with that little wavy hair.
Everywhere he went, the fan guy was so fucking on this one.
I love it. That's some of my favorite stuff about Indian cinema, dude.
Oh, yeah.
Is the fan and the slow-mo, and they're just like...
They don't overdo the fan. It's only in that scene, I believe.
But
it's everywhere he goes. There's a strong draft.
There is a strong draft for this man, and he appreciates it. Let me tell you. He's probably friends with the fan, man.
But SRK got jacked for this fucking film, dude.
Dude, he looked phenomenal shape.
At first, I'm like, is this real? Did they? I mean,
yeah. Well, because let's keep in mind, dude, this dude is 57 years old, and he's jacked to the tits in this. It is just like, it's phenomenal what these actors can do with their bodies. I mean, I know there's obviously a team that dedicates to getting these men in shape and women, but wow, dude, still at 57.
They do a good job. Yeah. And then there's a lot of starving your body before you know you're gonna have a shirtless scene.
Yeah, there's a lot of that going on.
There's a lot of fasting. Oh yeah, absolutely. You got to get all that water out. But yeah, he looked fucking chiseled in it. And look at him on the poster, ripped shirt,
looks
long
pretty
hair,
nice, man. Yeah.
But yeah, I thought Abrams did a really good job playing Jim.
He did. Yeah.
That last fight scene was super fucking cool in the house that's falling apart. I thought that was awesome.
I'll tell you one thing though, when the big twist is, they weren't going after the president, they were going after the two scientists. I love it because he comes out in like this like Call of Duty like mask. And this man, it's so funny because they're like, we did all the perimeter checks, everything's safe. This dude's standing in the middle of the road with a rocket launcher, baby. Yeah. And I'm like, no one saw this dude in a mask with a giant rocket launcher.
So well equipped in this movie. He's always got something, a getaway, motorcycle, wingsuit. He's always
thinking, man. Always thinking this guy.
But I like the scene. I like the scene when they're on the ice as well, when they have the two balls.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he shoots the backpack perfectly, rips open the backpack. What a shot.
That's a real spy. Okay. That's a real terrorist.
Absolutely.
Right? Yeah. He was doing a good job. But I love that to talk about the action and then to kind of go back to more of the storyline. I thought that scene in the room when the smallpox variant was released and John was
I like that a lot too.
Talking, it was actually very compelling and it was emotional, but it was emotional for 10 minutes. And then we went back to the action.
Exactly.
It knew what it was. It wasn't, I'm going to say it again. It wasn't Choreography hour of drama.
Yeah.
It was 10 minutes of, oh my goodness, these people made the ultimate sacrifice for their country.
Yeah.
And then boom, we're right back to trying to kill Jim.
Well, they knew what we wanted, and we've seen Indian audiences. They come to the theater to a party.
Oh, okay. For sure.
I don't want a 15-minute lull. That scene was great. It was very well
powerful.
Done.
Yeah.
But I don't need another 40 minutes kind of, us mourning that.
Sad. Yeah.
No, he's got to kick some ass. He's got to avenge these people, and that is definitely what happens. But it's a great scene. I thought that it looked great, all the smallpox or whatever on them.
And I love the dialogue, too, because these were patriotic Indian countrymen and women in that science room. And, they had the option of obviously dying slow, but they knew exactly what to do. I love the scene where they all take their helmet off because they all know they're going to die.
Well, I mean, he said right off the bat, these things aren't going to help you. I don't know why they kept him on longer. I would have been, I'm not doing this thing.
Let's make it happen.
Yeah, I mean, but yeah, they got everyone out that they could. But Abrams was he was a bad motherfucker in this.
He was.
He's killing everyone.
And I love that dichotomy too, because like you see what he's doing. It's obviously evil. It's bad. And you rooting against him, but still you can sympathize with the character after what he went through and the way that his country just abandoned him while his wife and unborn child was massacred in front of him.
Absolutely.
So I love that.
To a point, he was going to take a lot more lives. I mean, at this point, he had already probably gotten his fill of kills from his wife. Right. He's killed so many people.
A lot.
But I love it. I love the scene when he picks up the general and he's like the Terminator. And he picks him up like 8 feet in the air.
Crazy. That's crazy strength, man. Let me tell you.
Oh, the upper arm strength of that guy, man.
John Abrams. He's hitting.
He's a robot. He's a robot.
Yeah, he really is.
But yeah, badass. Probably the scene that I didn't like was the scene when they jumped off the skyscraper and got picked up by the plane. I'm like, why do you got to do that? I feel like you could have just jumped off with a parachute and like they got away. No one was even on the roof chasing him.
They were not. They were not.
A helicopter could have landed and picked them up.
And I love the plane when they're doing the 2 wires, the red and blue plane, and they just like.
And I love it's like
hook right on the back, and they're just like.
They don't even explain it. The guy, the helicopter pilot or the plane pilot in the plane, window not open or anything. He's just looking at the window, yelling down like they're hearing him.
Hearing him. And I love him. He's just like that typical American. Oh, it's not working. Just chugging.
Why is he? I never understood why he's drinking.
They just have like such a bad look as Americans. They're just all alcoholics.
Even why like the shit is like going down.
He's still just chugging a beer. I'm like, okay.
But yeah, him just looking at the window and yelling at her, or just going,
yeah,
okay.
It's like, how the fuck? I thought the same thing when I watched this. I was like, how is
at least like roll down the window or do something showing.
Yeah, that one was not well thought out. At all, but it was great.
It was great.
Oh man,
I did. That was a crazy scene for sure. Another scene, just random scenes popping in my head. I like the scene when she betrays him as well. When she takes the blowtorch out and he's falling
like the hose
forever.
Dude, and then it like goes black and white, and then he lands on the glass table, just shatters. It's great. That's so melodramatic.
Immediately thrown into prison.
Oh, torturous prison. Yeah, they were waterboarding him left and right.
Well, they're taking his fingernails out, remember?
Oh, yeah. Brutal scene, too. Yeah, they were ripping his fingernails off, and we actually got to see that, too.
We did.
Yeah, not a fun form of torture.
Yeah, and then he's like released that day.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. That's how
nubby.
Nubby fingers. You know, walk it off. You'll heal in a couple months.
Do you ever why he's fighting these guys? Yeah. Brutal though. Yeah, though I liked that. I had a lot of fun with that.
So did I.
Like I said, this was one of my favorite. It's right up there with RRR for me.
Yeah, absolutely. This was one of my favorite indie films.
Yeah, for sure. Had a lot less singing than RRR. I know people love RRR. It's probably controversial to say.
Yeah,
I think this film was more of my alley. I think.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, and I'm glad you enjoyed it as much as I did because I actually was done with this and I was like, wow. I thoroughly enjoyed this film from start to finish. And it was a really good spy epic. There were a lot of twists and turns throughout the film.
Yeah.
And the characters weren't one-dimensional either. That was another thing I loved about it, is you could sympathize with everyone in this script. So
yeah, I
really
liked
well
it.
Job done.
I thought the first half was really, really tight. I think it bogged down, like I said, a little bit in the second half, but like most films do, 90% films. But the first half was really tight and really fun, man. They're kicking a lot and killing these guys. I love that.
Yes.
These henchmen, they can go. Okay,
they can die.
We don't have to.
It's fine. We don't have to spare their lives.
I know exactly. So, I don't know. I just felt like this one, I don't know, really took inspiration from a lot of other action films and saw what other indie films were doing good, and we're like, okay, let's take the best parts of these films and put it in this one.
And that's the thing. We're what's so fun about our journey of reviewing Indian films for the last 4 years. Is we are seeing a constant
evolution.
An evolution and improvement here in India with these style of films, especially in
you gotta
Bollywood.
Tilt your hat to us.
I
feel like as soon as we started talking about it, it started blowing up more and more.
Well, they start listening to reviewers, critics, and they go, "Hey, what is Mason and Cash?"
Oh yeah,
they're like, "Oh,
and we
got to start adding this stuff."
So
it is us.
It
100%.
Yeah, for sure. It can't just be coincidental.
It's not. It's not.
But yeah, man. The films have been good so far. I can't wait to see another one like this. We might have to check out the Tiger 3,
Tiger films.
And also, this was the fourth in the series. I didn't feel like I needed to see.
No. And I think too, because you and I actually knew who Ek the Tiger was when we started. So when Salman Khan came out, I knew. Oh, hell yeah,
I knew I was supposed to be excited.
So they made that pretty apparent for anyone who may have seen the other films,
Yeah, exactly. So I don't think you need to see it to see this one. So just jump in and see this one.
Yes.
Awesome. I really wish this one was in the theaters. This is like the one indie movie where I really want to see in the theaters.
I know, and I'm really bummed that it wasn't anywhere near us because this would have been such an epic event.
Yeah.
We were so let down. Our first Indian film we ever got to see in theaters was Choreography,
which is so cool for like 20 minutes.
Yeah. Well, and then the end of Choreography was awesome.
I know.
That's what we wanted the entire film. But this one gave it to us from start to finish.
Yeah.
Wasn't a lot of lulls. Pretty tight overall.
Choreography is just one where I could just see being, because it really goes more comedy route too, I think.
It could have been awesome. It could have been hilarious.
And again, no one's been able to do it in America, but someone could do an Americanized film like just taking the best parts of that, and not making it kind of making it satire, but not making fun of it, not being a parody, making like really like still, caring about the story and everything like that.
But we also
making
understand
this over the top action that things are doing right now. They're just taking it way too seriously, but no one's ever been able to do it. But it would be a huge fucking hit if you had a Bollywood-esque film in America.
Yes.
That was
comedy route,
but not not just a comedy, still kind of dramatic and stuff like that, just over the top.
But I'd say like the comedy route as far as like action scenes and stuff, because it is fun in those films, like Simba when he smacks the shit out of someone, or not Simba, but oh my god, what am I? Not Simba, but
Soriana,
not Soryavachi. What's the? Oh my god, why am I
not Egg the Tiger? But
oh my god. Singham, goodness gracious.
Yeah.
But Singham, he smacks the shit out of someone and they fly 50 feet back. That's fucking hilarious.
There's so many scenes when you're watching those films and you're like, man, this is hilarious if they just played a little bit more into it. You don't have to write, you don't need these people, saying punchlines or anything like that. Right. But just playing a little more, being a little more self-aware, they'd be so... Even in scenes like this, even in this movie, I'm like, there's some scenes where it's like, this could be really fucking funny if you did that.
My favorite scene of all time, dude, in Singham is the light post, and he's shaking it, and they're coming closer and closer,
guys.
And he rips it off, and he smacks that dude in the face with a light post. It is just awesome. It's
so good.
And those are the funny elements that I'm talking about.
I know, absolutely,
Or it would just land for me. But overall... I was just really, really impressed with Pathaan. One of my favorite, if not my favorite, Bollywood mainstream Indian films.
Absolutely.
For sure, with a big budget. It was great.
And it's crushing right now.
It is.
We got to talk about that. 28 million was
the budget.
And it
just in the US made over $130 million.
Yeah, it's the second highest grossing Hindi film of all time.
Wow.
Right now, and the fifth highest grossing Indian film of all time.
Well, I will say it deserves it because, again, this is definitely one you got to go see. If this is in a theater anywhere near you, or just go on Prime Video these days. But definitely check this out.
You know what's the number one still?
I'm going to have to go with Life of Pi. Or no, that was an American film. Never mind.
We watched it.
We watched it.
We've seen it.
Bahubali?
Nope.
It wasn't Bahubali, really?
Nope.
Oh, my goodness.
It's got such an iconic theme song.
There's no way it's RRR, is it?
No.
Not to? Okay. Iconic theme song.
Yeah, you'll know immediately.
I'm going to get really irritated.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Dongle.
Oh, Dongle. The wrestling movie. Yes, of course.
Dongle is still, it made 247 million.
Crazy, dude. And you want to talk about montage training scenes. That one had 6 of them and they were all 15 minutes.
You want to talk about a movie I thought was just all right.
Yeah.
I mean, but Pathaan, man. Pathaan hasn't even been out that long, and it's catching up to it.
It is. It definitely is. And well deserved.
Yeah. Dongle.
Dongle. It'll always be in my head forever. We saw that film 3 years ago. We're still singing Dongle.
Well, they played it 14 times in that film. Every time there's a montage.
Anytime a montage, anytime anyone walked on screen. Dongle. It's like All Quiet on the Western Front, Boom, 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 boom.
Yeah. Great. Absolutely great. Tremendous.
Yep. Absolutely tremendous. All right, everyone. That is our review for Pathaan. If you guys like what you see in here, please be sure to smash the like button, comment below, subscribe to the channel, and hit that bell notification as we drop videos here every single week. Thanks so much for watching and listening. My name is Mason Knight. That is Cash Krause. Until next time.
Okay. Bye.